Today's video is smoked buffalo chicken dip. If you've never made this, not only is it incredibly easy to do, it's only a few steps, it is one of the tastiest things that you can ever make. All we need, a couple of chicken breasts. In this case, I've got 3. These came from Aldi, and I'm using the Chud rub. This is an all-purpose rub, so if you have an all-purpose barbecue rub, use this. And I'm just gonna apply liberally, because we're gonna be shredding up this chicken a little later on. Thing is, this is incredibly better the second day around, and you can reheat it. And that is the first step. Like, how easy is that? Next thing we got to do is put these on the smoker. Now, do these on your barbecue, throw a little bit of hickory wood or whatever little bit of wood that you've got on, maybe cherry wood or apple wood. We just want a little bit of a smoky flavor because this is a smoked dip. Temp wise for these, we're looking about 275, 250, even if it goes to 300 Fahrenheit. Not a big deal. We're smoking these chicken breasts that are going to be shredded up, so we're more interested in just cooking them to about the 160, 165. All you got to do is get them into your smoker and they're good to go, whether it's a Weber kettle, a PK, whatever you have, just get some smoke flavor on these. And that's basically it. There's a pretty insane color on these from the Chud rub. And again, these were resting just for a little bit as well. Second part of this is actually making the cream cheese dip. Now, we don't really get the blocks of Philadelphia here in Ireland anymore, but we do get the kind of small tubs, and I've just went to Lidl for this full fat soft cheese. We're looking for roughly, it's like one of the big blocks, or it's an 8-ounce block if you're in the States, but like, this isn't an 8-ounce block. It says it's 200 grams, but I know it's not. So I'm gonna put 2 or 3 of these in here. Just your standard old mixing bowl, if it wants to come out. I recently made this at my son's birthday party, and even the old fuddy-duddies who wouldn't usually eat this kind of stuff had no idea what it was, but man, they absolutely demolished it. So I'm gonna do 3. So it's roughly 600 grams of this is what I'm putting in here, give or take. Next step to this is use your favorite buffalo sauce. Look, Frank's for me, always Frank's. So it's roughly half a cup. Kind of half a cup, I think. Now you can also kind of loosen this or make it a little bit thicker if you want. And then we have some ranch. You can either make up your own ranch, or this is, again, I think this came out of Lidl as well. It's actually not a bad ranch sauce. So half a cup of ranch, that goes in. And then it's just a simple case of getting a little bit more rub, put it in, just a little, just as a covering on top. It's not going to hurt. And then we mix this up. It's going to take a while to kind of get going, but just keep going. And this to me looks incredibly watery. So I'm kind of thinking maybe there's another cream cheese has to go in here. At some point, have a taste. So to me, this needs a little bit more buffalo sauce because the ranch is a little bit overpowering. And then let's just incorporate this again. Like, this is the most important thing that everybody should be doing, is you absolutely should be tasting your stuff. Don't just blindly follow instructions. Taste it all the time. That's really good. Now, what you could do if you have your chicken ready, I don't right now, it's on the smoker, but you could just like put it in now, and there's another 1 or 2 steps that you have to do, which we'll get into. But for now, for the next 20, 30 minutes, I'm just gonna stir this a little bit more and stick it into the fridge. When it's in the fridge for a little bit, it gives another opportunity for all of these flavors just to amalgamate and merge together. And yeah, stick it in the fridge if you have time. You don't have to. Chicken is done. It's at 165, probably smoked for about 45 minutes or thereabouts. I mean, look at the color off of this. So, next step, shred this up. You don't have to use bear claws. You can just use forks. So we're going to shred this up just really gently or roughly. Just try and keep it in the pan. When you're shredding, you can just like work from one end of the pan or the bowl or whatever you've got it in, and just work your way down. So it's nice to have a nice big piece of chicken to chew on. So we're going to get it into our mix that's been sitting in the fridge for a bit. That's it. In. Quick couple of stirs. So we're incorporating it all. The next step is completely optional. You can actually cook this in a tray. Basically, we're just kind of heating everything up again now. And we're going to put a little bit of cheese on top, and it's going to melt in, and everything's going to go amalgamate. The peppery chicken from that seasoning. We've got the sauce, the cream cheese, the ranch. It's all going to come together. So for me, and this, let's be honest, it's just kind of, ooh, look, I have a cast iron pan. I'm going to put this into the cast iron pan, and I'm going to put it into the smoker. But you cook it in whatever you have. It's just, ultimately, something like this is just purely presentation. Level it out in your pan, all the way to the sides. Do the best you can to try and make it even. So it's not like it's going to overcook or anything, but nonetheless, just trying to get it as smooth and as even as you can. This is actually one of my favorite things in the world to cook. It's insane. So next step, you put this back onto your smoke or your barbecue. Arguably, you could put it into the oven, but we want an extra little bit of smoke on this. And towards the end, we're going to just grate a little bit of fresh kind of cheddar over this. Let's go. Again, temp here 275, around thereabouts. This is going to start bubbling up. It's going to get really gooey. It's going to be amazing. We're going to put some kind of tortilla chips on top here to dip in, but you can... I cannot wait to taste this. The only thing is, if you are using cast iron and you are putting it on, you gotta really double up in the gloves, because cast iron really holds heat and it will melt your hands off. Look at this. Here we go, baby. Whew. This is amazing. We've just got some tortilla chips. Dip in. Got a piece of chicken. Look at this. This is just so amazing. No, At this stage, you could decorate a little bit of green onion or whatever around, but I'm just going to put some chips around here. We have a beautiful buffalo heat. An extra little bit of a kick because of the rub. That chud rub is so good as a general purpose rub. Quick tip that I just figured out: put the chips pointy side up, so you've a kind of an available shovel, as it were. And let's have one or two in the middle for a Ponzi presentation. This is incredible.